What's up, everyone? Welcome back to 12 Days of Plug and Plays here on Spider Plays. Let's take it away. Now, this one was a huge fucking chore for me to get through, because Disney already pisses me off nowadays with what they did with Star Wars. They're making all these dumbass live-action reboots. They're very woke, which pisses me off. I hate social justice politics. I can make a whole video about that alone, but I'm sure you as the viewer, and I know my whole family's sick of hearing me talk about how much I hate SJWs. So, we're gonna play Disney Plug and Play. Now, once again, this thing is designed after an Atari 2600 controller. That's like the standard, I guess. It's like they got it in their head that the golden standard definition of a video game controller was the Atari 2600, which was alright. But, you know, the NES had a great controller. Why not model some of the stuff after that one? Unless they're worried about, like, copyright infringement and lawsuits, which I could see Nintendo doing. Anyway, once again, like the SpongeBob one, it's your standard fare. You got an A-B button, you got your joystick, which honestly feels terrible. I know this thing was beat up to a degree, but I never knew what I was in for playing this thing. This thing really is bottom of the barrel trash. It's... Whatever they did to design this is just atrocious. Fucking atrocious. And of course you got your other buttons like your on-off button and indicator light. There's a reset function on here, which I don't know why it's there. You just turn it on and off again, but whatever. And then you got a menu button that's shaped like Mickey Mouse. And the one thing I really fucking hated playing this, which is I have a big problem when companies do this, is when they don't secure the ball on the end of the joystick. There's a lot of arcade games I played that didn't have that. It just makes it sloppy and harder to control to make precise movements on this shit. It's really bad, and you're gonna see what I'm talking about in a second here. Anyway, let the masochism begin. Well, we're in for ass loads of fun when we start this fucker up. How about we take a look at the games that are featured on here? Well, first you got Timon to the Rescue. Sounds pretty exciting, right? Until you open it up. It's just a mindless tile game, rearranging the road for Pumbaa to get across to the other side. And that's all it is. From now until the end of time is just rearranging tiles, so Pumbaa can get across. Nothing changes. Nothing looks different. The sound doesn't change. It's all just shit garbage. It's mindless. I'm gonna use that word a lot in a lot of these plug and play videos because the gameplay is mindless. It's mindless. It's a shit game, and you'll easily be done with it within, you know, a couple tries. Donald's Golf Tournament, and there's a multiplayer function. Again, it's a hopeless and shitty affair. Like, no matter how hard you try and hit the ball somewhere, it just doesn't go anywhere. You can't get it to go anywhere. There's a power meter that's confusing. Even if you think you're doing it right, you're not doing it right. It's ridiculously, mind-numbingly terrible. Next up, we have another Lion King-based game, Simba and the Tree of Trials. Well, it can't be any worse than Timon to the Rescue, right? Well, no, it's not, because it's just Tetris. It's Tetris with fruit and with shittier controls. Is it playable? Yeah, it is. It's alright, but it just makes you wish you were playing real Tetris instead. Then we get a Lilo and Stitch game, Stitch's Search for Paradise. It's just a lackluster, crappy side-scroller with two sets of jumping controls. It's just really confusing and it's really hard to navigate. To traverse, you collect photos, I'm assuming, even though I was able to beat levels without getting all the photos in a level. There's not any enemies. I thought certain things were enemies, but they don't do anything. You just jump on them and that's it. Even if you think there are enemies there or some other animal, you can't even tell what they are half the time. They just blend in with the screen. The controls really don't fare well at all. The jumping's confusing, especially with the two sets of jumping. One jump sends you flipping around, one sends you straight up, and the joystick is broken beyond all belief. This plug and play was not built for side-scrolling platforming, and that is for damn sure. Finally, we get to the best game on here, which really isn't saying a whole lot, judging by the other games. It's Aladdin and the 5 Gems of Agrabah. No, honestly, at first glance, it doesn't look that bad. It looks like the Sega Genesis side-scroller from years past, which I really loved growing up. But that's not at all how it plays. It plays similar, but it's just a crappy facsimile. Something to trick you into thinking that you're playing something actually good or you're about to play something good, but it's really just a pile of shit. And much like the Sega Genesis game, it's a side-scrolling platformer where you run around collecting gems and apples. You can even throw the apples at enemies. But that's where the similarities really end. The level layouts are confusing as all fuck.
The controls are massively broken, so it's really hard to run away from things or climb up ladders. You just end up going up or sideways. You can't even kill enemies in this game. There's no way to. You'd think throwing an apple at them would stun them. There's no way to use a sword or anything like that, like in the Sega Genesis version. You can only stun your enemies. After you throw an apple at them, they come back after a few seconds and attack you again. I never got past the first level in this, and nor do I care. It's just a hopeless, shitty situation. It makes you beg to be put out of your misery. The graphics and sound are okay on this one, which is a lot more than I can say for the other ones. Because throughout this whole plug and play, the music, the sound, the graphics, everything is obnoxiously terrible. It's just the utter definition of shit. Mickey Mouse can shove this shit right up his ass.
Fuck this game! It's just another piece of shit Disney put out. So this came out when? Let me look here. 2004, along with all the other pieces of shit plug-and-plays that came out. I guess they all started coming around that era, like the 2000s, and they slowly died out. But maybe this was like foreshadowing. It was telling us, like, this is where Disney's headed. Shit. And they are headed towards shit. You look at everything they've done in the past couple years. They become too big for their goddamn britches. I'm sorry I devoted any time doing this video because I'm promoting Disney to an extent, I guess. Alright, for the record, do I hate Disney? No. I still like a lot of their older things. I grew up with a lot of their cartoons, like the Disney Afternoon, and a lot of old specials that were on when I was a kid. So I don't hate Disney. Maybe I like what they used to represent and what they used to stand for. Now it just seems like they're just a big, evil, shit corporation. We aren't here to talk about Disney. Well, we are to an extent. This thing fucking sucks. There's no other way around it. Was it worth $20? No. Absolutely not. It's not worth anything. It's worth wiping your ass with. Shit, I wouldn't even do it with that. I can't cram this thing up my ass. Maybe the ball of it, but would I want to do that? No. Because then I would have felt like Disney fucked me some more. It would be fucking me in the ass. My shitty filled ass. This video took a turn for the worse. Anyway, guys, we got more plug and plays to go before this whole fucking debacle's over with. So, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.